Yeah, let's just talk very briefly. Remember the name Ace Bailey? He was a kid out of Rutgers, that high #1 draft pick that dropped down the board
Yeah.
because they dropped hints through his agent. Don't draft me. I don't want to play for you. He dropped all the way to 5, and he wound up in all places, Salt Lake City with the Utah Jazz. Ace Bailey just fired his agent, Omar Cooper, the guy that laid all the groundwork for him to come down the board. The kid, who is very immature, told the agent, I don't want to go here. I don't want to go there. Make sure you infer that message. Oh, I fired the agent who delivered the message. The kid is in Utah. And Utah said, we're drafting you. He didn't want to play in Utah. We're drafting you. You're coming to camp. I don't want to be here. You're going to be a Utah Jazz. This bear is watching. I think he's the 5th pick in the draft. And look at that situation. New Orleans, they've had a great player, Zion Williamson.
Oh, yeah.
ACC. I mean, tremendous college career. Has just been besieged by injuries. His career has just been a disaster. Yet he's the focal point of New Orleans, is making mega money. New general manager coming in the front door. Tough guy. Joe Dumars. He played guard for the bad boys of the Detroit Pistons.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Dumars.
He was the microwave, wasn't he?
No, that was Vinny Johnson.
Yeah, that's right.
Joe Dumars is a hell of a player.
Yeah, he was.
Anyhow, he played. Joe's a very proud guy. He's from Louisiana. He played at McNeese State. Anyhow, he's the new general manager in New Orleans. So they have their media day yesterday, and he stands up and he says, plain and simple, you're on the clock. Talking about Zion Williamson. And he says, you will now be accountable for anything and everything. And Zion Williamson has had nothing but injury problems, almost as if he's a malcontent. I mean, this guy comes to camp where he's 280, and he just keeps getting hurt. You can say bad luck. Well, he's in bad shape all the time, too. So it's interesting. Joe Dumars, who was part of the bad boys in Detroit, you are going to be accountable for what you do. Interesting. And in Houston, Rockets, they tried so hard and they built so many good young players. And here we are just days before the camp opens, and they lose their star guard, Fred VanVleet. He's kind of a glue guy, chemistry guy. Tears a knee ligament this past week, working out on his own. Gone for an extended part, if not most, of the coming season. That's a big setback for the Houston Rockets, who traded and drafted really, really well. And they looked like they were right on the brink of being really, really special. So we got NBA camps will be opening in a week, but those are some late breaking stories.
Interesting comments here. Ace Bailey, I don't blame him. I mean, in any other profession, you can't just be drafted by, a corporation and then you're their property, or you're allocated to them, and you should be able to work for who you want to work, provided they want to hire you. Now, granted, I know this is sports and there's a draft and everything else, but when a player or an agent or, the player's dad, contacts these teams and say, hey, don't draft my kid, he doesn't want to play for you. I mean, that obviously is awful for the fans of that team. And we went through that with the Manning family here in San Diego. Yep. But from the player perspective, it makes total sense. I mean, you should tell them where you want to play, or more specifically, where you don't want to play. Now, granted, I know that ruffles feathers, but, these people aren't like chattel property. I mean, they should have a little more say in where they land. Because, I mean, imagine if you were an NFL player and you got drafted and you got picked up by the Cincinnati Bengals, as an example. I mean, that'd be horrible. I mean, it's a disgrace franchise.
You're trying to change the collective bargaining agreement.
Well, the collective bargaining agreement, I know that they probably have to give in to owners to let them have, kind of the right to you when they draft you, but in exchange, you get a lot of money and they get all these other benefits. So
the same thing in the NBA.
All the sports are like that. But in my opinion, it shouldn't reflect poorly on Ace Bailey or his agent or his family if he told 3 or 4 teams, he said, hey man, don't pick me. And if they pick him anyways, then they know what they're getting. It's going to be a problem. The other comment is the Pelicans guy, Zion Williamson. He's one of those guys where you don't need to see like anything in color. You just need to see a silhouette.
You know who it
and
is.
you know exactly who he is. He looks like a cartoon character from the Flintstones, you know?
He looks like a young Charles Barkley.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. It's just his body shape is like slightly like disproportionate to a lot of other NBA players. And so when you see him, you're like, you kind of do a double take. But I remember he was at Duke. I mean, that guy was a beast.
For 1 year.
Yeah, and it's really sad the way his NBA career is unfolding.
But he's not handled himself correctly.
No, he hasn't.
So anyhow, Joe Dumars, tough guy leader. You will be accountable. So that bears watching. Okay, last topic on the table.